Hello! Boxing this week, we're an hour early. Well, not really apologising for it, but we're an hour early, so some of the usuals might not be here, but we are back for a massive week. Anthony Joshua fight week, Canelo fight week last week. Boxing's good right now.
So excited!
I know.
So excited!
I know.
Sorry.
I know, but we got lots to talk about. As per usual, how are you, Paolo? He's just munching away right now.
Because
So
eating
how
a
are you?
pizza, man. Listen, we've been here long enough, girls and boys watching. I feel like you know me by now. The food's going to get eaten sometimes, man. This is an early start for me. But I called it. It's my fault. It's on me. I said we do it earlier, Connor. So, you know. I've been good, man. A lot of things going on this week in boxing. I'm just looking forward to getting stuck right into it. Massive week of boxing.
Huge. So I've kept what were actually like the main topics. I've kept fairly restricted because I think we've got quite a lot to talk about. So I've got quite a lot of stuff here that people might want to talk about, and if we do, we can come back to the end. But weekly roundup, let's get into that because that's always good fun. Usyk was arrested in Poland, but he's been released, and it clearly wasn't actually to do with him.
Free Usyk, man. Free Usyk. What did he do? What did he do? I didn't even see.
It wasn't even him. So it was Sergey Lapin, who's another boxer, but his friends with Usyk. It's something to do with border control or something. He didn't do anything. He got released pretty quick. And it wasn't even him that did anything anyway. Gervonta Davis's fight has been pushed back again as they can't find an opponent. So now they're looking at like middle of December. I don't think he's going to fight this year.
I was going to say, why didn't you fight Shakur? But Shakur's hands done.
Shakur's hands fucked. Teofimo called him out, so that's possible, but I don't think that'll happen. Ishmael Davis has stepped in for Liam Smith against Josh Kelly. We are going to talk about that, but I don't know how much we'll talk about it, but we are talking about it. IBF have confirmed that Kakachi versus Warrington is not for the world title. Kakachi, if he loses, does lose his world title, but Warrington isn't deemed as a high enough level contender. He's not ranked, so he's not deemed as somebody that could win the title, which is kind of fair enough, I guess. Kind of. Bam Rodriguez is going to fight November 9th against Pedro Guava. Good fight. I mean, it's always good to see Bam back, and it means he's not fighting Estrada, which I guess means that rematch clause is dead. And Janabek is returning on October 4th against the same opponent he was meant to fight against a couple months ago, but he fainted during fight week, and that has been rescheduled. So, yeah, but that is the weekly roundup done, which means we can get straight into the fun stuff. Starting off, Canelo Berlanga. Canelo looks very, very good.
What did we say? Spliff, put in the spliff. Listen, we got to stop hating on Canelo, guys. This is the thing to everyone. I'll say it before. I said it before, and I'll say it again.
Yeah.
He is, of this generation, the best boxer still fighting.
Yeah.
Of current boxers now, no one touches Canelo's record. They're not even chasing it in the wind. They're down there. He's upstairs. So, look, you need to give respect where respect's due. Yeah, do we want to see Benavidez? Does Canelo need to fight Benavidez? No. Does Benavidez need to fight Canelo? Yes. That's my opinion. Yeah. Canelo doesn't owe Benavidez anything, really. I think he's looking at where he wants to make that rematch with Bivol. If Bivol comes out against Beterbiev, which I think he will, and I think Bivol will take that rematch with Canelo. And I think that's a bigger fight than Benavidez. Yeah. And then after that, you know, there's talks of Caleb Plant wants a rematch. All these people want a rematch. I'll be honest with you. I think this could be the last year or two we see Canelo boxing because I just don't think there's anything for him left.
Yeah, I was gonna bring this up. How long do we have with Canelo? Because it's as much as I agree with you, he doesn't need to fight Benavidez. I wouldn't judge him. I don't really care. Like I want to see the fight, but I'm not bothered. No. But if we're getting to a point with Canelo where he's now kind of going, I'm not going to fight this guy. I'm not going to fight this guy. Is that now getting to a point? I mean, we're running out of opponents. We're talking about a rematch with Bivol if Bivol beats Beterbiev.
Yeah.
A rematch with Caleb Plant, which probably that's the fight that makes sense because Caleb Plant had a good win.
I would say the two fights left are Bivol and Terence.
Yeah.
Realistically, financially, those are the fights that make sense for Canelo. I don't think Benavidez brings him as much money as Terence Crawford will.
No.
I don't think Benavidez, correct me if I'm wrong, he's not in the Saudi thing at the moment. Bivol is. Terence Crawford is. Benavidez money is not long like Saudi, Turkey, Al Sheikh money.
Yeah.
And that's Bivol and Terence are fighting. They know what basket to put their eggs in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Canelo's going to fight them two and sail into the sunset as he's on Olympus. He's on Olympus.
Yeah, but this is what doesn't make too much
Mount
sense.
Rushmore's. Do you know what I mean?
This is what I'm slightly confused by. Canelo's here saying he's nowhere near retirement, and he's got another sort of 2 years in the sport. And that with Canelo, that's probably
six fights.
That's six fights.
He fights a lot.
Yeah,
and this is the other thing as well. People got to understand. He's not fighting once a year. People at his age of what he's achieved, a lot of fighters would fight once a year.
They're not fighting Berlanga or Munguia. They're not fighting these unbeaten young fighters. They're not.
Young heavyweight.
No chance. They're not touching it.
Young heavyweight. Young bucks. Berlanga, Munguia.
Yeah.
Munguia is meant to be the up and coming. Turned him into a spliff. Berlanga was meant to be the thing that was going to stop Canelo in a fight where Berlanga done really well to stay in it. By the way, I've got to give props to him.
Yeah, he's much better than what
he lost. He lost.
Yeah.
There's no debate. He lost. Knocked down, got back up, survived 12 rounds. He lost. He got put in a spliff.
Yep.
Who's next?
That's the question.
The only person who's wrapped him in, the only two people that have wrapped him in a spliff is Bivol and Mayweather.
Yeah.
And he can't right the Mayweather wrong, but he can right Bivol wrong. But I'll be totally honest with you, the styles is all wrong for Canelo because of the size and height. I don't think he wins the second fight, but I'm not mad if he doesn't win because he's achieved more than 97, 98% of people in professional boxing have done.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at him.
I think Bivol will go down as an all-time great as well.
Yeah.
I think when we're talking about Bivol and Beterbiev when they've retired, it will be where they could be the number 1 and 2 light heavyweights of all time. Could be. Probably need to do a little bit more, but that's the quality of fighter we're talking about.
We're talking about arguably a guy that's fighting in the light heavyweight division, in which, in my opinion, nobody is winning against Bivol. Sorry. Sorry, I was getting lost in my words, but nobody's beating Bivol. Nobody's beating Bivol in that division. I don't think Beterbiev is. What do you think?
I think Bivol will beat Beterbiev, but Beterbiev could do it. Beterbiev could finish him. It's possible. I don't think it will happen, but it's possible. But the thing is, light heavyweight is a ridiculously strong division. You've got so many good fighters in there, and yet none of them come close to the top 2.
Yeah, because think about it. I'm not saying the light heavyweight division, mad talented fighters, but Bivol's here. Beterbiev is here at the moment. Yeah. Everyone else is like here.
Yeah, it's mental.
It's mental, isn't it?
So for Canelo to go up there and jump and then try and fight Bivol and beat Bivol.
I don't even think there's no division like it. Even heavyweights, you got Joshua, Fury, and Usyk, who I think are the 3 best in that division.
Yeah,
but it's not by a country mile.
No.
You see what I'm saying? So Bivol's a serious fighter. Do you know the wildest comment I heard? Someone said, Canelo lost against Bivol, so like, what is he now? And it's like as if he's just fighting Harry in the pot.
Yeah,
crazy.
It's mental. Bivol will go down as an all-time great. So even if Canelo can't ever beat him, I don't think it will annoy Canelo, but legacy-wise, it doesn't really hurt him. If anything, the fact he's even just tried to do it just shows you that's almost better. But Canelo beat the shit out of Berlanga. I like Berlanga. I don't mind Berlanga. I wouldn't say I'm a fan of his, but he's all right. He
we put
showed himself to be better than we thought, I think. We
Yeah.
forgot to do the link. Oh my god, every week. But
every week, guys, you can join in the conversation. We will pin this. Guys, the link's in the comments. If you want to have your 2 pence and you want to join in for a minute, for 5 minutes, for 2 minutes, link is in the YouTube comments now.
There we go.
And we will accept you into the lobby, bring you in one by one. That's how it works. They're the rules. Sorry, go on, Connor.
I like Berlanga. Berlanga did all right. I mean, he did fine, but he got done in.
Yeah.
I think the question is what's next for Canelo, because Bivol rematch does make sense, but
he's tied for a year at least, because I think you've got one Bivol, Beterbiev have won. He'll want a rematch. So that's 2 fights. That's the way Saudi work. Maybe 7 months.
The way Beterbiev works, maybe a year. Beterbiev is not good for quick turnover.
Depending on how badly, if Bivol beats him, depending on how badly Beterbiev loses, is dependent on if you see a rematch or not, and we'll know by the end of the fight.
True.
So, but he's an athlete as well. I can't knock him. I cannot knock him. Do you know what I mean? It's difficult. We just got to wait and see for that, man. But do you know what? Yeah, we talk about Berlanga. What's next for Berlanga? I think Caleb Plant Berlanga's a great fight. If they don't make the Charlo fight, Berlanga and Caleb Plant.
I like that. That makes sense as well.
Yeah.
See what Plant can do. And it's good because Plant, Trevor McCumbee is a really good fighter, but Plant isn't going to get a whole lot of. He should get a lot, but he's not going to get too much praise for that win, even though it was a really, really good win. To then go and beat Berlanga, that's a main event. Plant Berlanga, they've both got their own names. I like that. I like that fight. But Berlanga's got options because, I mean this in the nicest way possible, Berlanga isn't so good that he dominates everyone in the division. Canelo, the only fighter in the division currently that can actually maybe give Canelo a chance or give him a run for his money is Caleb Plant. And we've seen what happens in that fight already, and I don't think it goes any other way.
No.
So then you're looking at Christian and Billy, who we've still not really seen fight anyone top level, and isn't a massive ticket seller, so is not going to get that fight.
Do you know what? If he carries on, Shiraz, man.
Hamza Shiraz, yeah. Diego Pacheco. There are people, but they're
not there yet.
They're not. That's the problem. So I don't know. I think, honestly, Canelo might end up doing the Crawford fight because what else is there for him? And that's why I think he'll put him into retirement. I don't think he wants to stop, but he's actually kind of run through everyone. And he's doing it again now, but he's almost doing it so early that he won't get the praise for it.
He's run through everybody with all that. You know what? I'm going to say it now, Connor. He's run through that division like P. Diddy ran through that lube. All that lube they found. All that lube they found. That's Canelo's done that in boxing, but he's not done any. He's not done any fuckery. But he's ran through the division like P. Diddy ran through that lube because there was a lot of lube there. 1,000 bottles. It's crazy.
Yeah, almost makes you think he might not have been that good a guy or something. Like I don't know, but crazy. I'm looking at the. I'm looking at BoxRec, right?
I thought he was going to say, I'm looking at P. Diddy's
no.
Yeah.
That stuff is mental, though. What a scumbag. But, Christian and Billy's number 2 on the as a super middleweight in the rankings. He's number 2. Diego Pacheco's number 5.
Canelo's all about the money. This is a problem. Yeah, he's at a stage of his career where does Pacheco bring him 70 million? No.
Doesn't Billy bring him 20 million? I don't think so.
No.
Like,
does Terence Crawford bring in 90 million? Yes.
Yeah, easy.
Bivol, I would say Terence brings in more than Bivol just because of his profile. Yeah. But Bivol still brings in 60, 70 million. But I don't think there's much difference. But I'd say the Terence fight might even break the hundreds.
Like, I mean, Demetrius Andrade is number 7 in these rankings. Like, and it's just It's
They
quite a
wanna
weak
pay-
division. It's quite a weak division now, honestly, and it's just because it's the young fighters are getting there and getting better, but ultimately the king
yeah.
is still reigning.
What's worse? Who's more menacing, Mexican Canelo or English Canelo?
English Canelo?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Fuck you, motherfucker!
He sounds like.
He's brilliant.
Do you know what he sounds like?
Get the fuck out of here!
He sounds like he learned English from watching Scarface. Fuck you, man. Fuck you, man.
Fuck you, man.
Oh, I love him. I love.
Get the
I
fuck
love
out of
Canelo.
it. He's so funny.
Mexican Canelo's too respectful. English Canelo's a many.
I know, it's brilliant. He's been doing loads of podcasts and stuff now. You get to see a little bit of his like personality as well, more than just the boxing side. He's so good, funny guy.
Yeah.
I'm just having a look at middleweight as well. Like, there's really nobody. Like Hamza Shiraz actually could be the best option.
Yeah.
He's young, but he is good enough. But then we're rushing him as well, and he's also
my
big
god.
enough.
My friend Tom just sent me a thing. I'm gonna ask you this question, yeah?
Yeah, go on.
Sorry, it's to do with boxing, but it's off topic.
Okay.
12 rounds with Mike Tyson or 1 hour private dinner with Diddy? What are you doing?
12 rounds with Mike Tyson. I'm doing. I think I'm fucked either way.
I think you got more chance of fighting Diddy off. I'm gonna, just because I think more chance of fighting Diddy off, I'm gonna go with a 1 hour dinner because I think I'll just fight him if he comes near me. I'm not fighting Mike Tyson.
I know, but I don't want the storyline of having an hour dinner with Diddy.
Connor and Diddy, the episode.
Yeah, I don't know. But is this a prime Mike Tyson? It's probably a prime
Mike Tyson or 1 hour with Diddy.
Mike Tyson would kill me. I'm built like a toothpick. I can't fight Mike Tyson. I could. How big's Diddy? Like, that's.
What?
Shut up.
Hey, get an alarm in here right now. What a real.
No.
How big is Diddy? That is crazy. No pause afterwards.
I'm taller than him. He's not.
Yeah.
I think I could take Diddy. Like, I think I could beat him up. But I've got.
I'm glad you corrected that, because
I know.
Say now,
I know. That's why I didn't smile either. I just kept. I was like,
we need to get back to the boxing. Anyway, God, sorry. I just found that mad funny. What a clip. God.
Yeah, Canelo's in a league of his own. Like, I don't know what else to say to that. He's just like, people expect him to do like ridiculous fights, and it's fair enough. But in fairness, I actually don't know what else he can do now. Christian and Billy is the only fight, and that doesn't really make much money, and therefore doesn't make much sense for him. So that won't happen. And then we're back to square one, really. Benavidez or Crawford, or maybe Bivol. But more importantly, undercard, Caleb Plant returned, looked really good.
Yes, sir.
Looked really good. Against Trevor McCumbee, who was 28-0. So it's a legitimate opponent, just not very well known, but that doesn't matter. Stephen Fulton returned, got knocked down in round 5, got back up. He fought pretty well, given it was his first fight since his loss to Nairo Inoue. I would say that's a pretty good performance. Erislandy Lara won.
I like Fulton anyway. I like Fulton.
Fulton.
I think he's a good boxer. I just think you coming up against Inoue, who's an elite boxer. Someone's always got to go, man.
Yeah, and Fulton's brilliant. Doesn't carry a lot of power. And I think you need power to do anything to Inoue. You got to have something. You got to give him something to not, because otherwise he'll just walk you down. And he does not care.
I was trying to work out if he still had that ponytail, because Fulton with a ponytail is a better boxer than Fulton without.
It's got a little, like, it's almost like Star Wars, like Anakin sort of ponytail. That thing. It's a bit weird, but what else happened? Romain Villa lost, I think. I don't know. It was a good card. But let's be honest. Canelo's fight week's done. We
are here for AJ Daniel Dubois.
Yeah.
The card. I think as we speak, they're doing a press conference as we're doing this now. But what a card. Big shout out to Turkey Al Sheikh, yeah, and I'll tell you why. Did you see what he done for the public workouts?
Had the fights.
Had 3 fights on it, and
Yeah.
the tickets were free at Wembley
Yeah.
Arena.
Yeah.
I actually reserved 4 tickets, but because of my media work I'm doing with SE Dons and DFC this weekend, I was drawn to other commitments. So it was difficult for me to go, but I would have gone. Chris Congo was fighting. He got the win. This is like not even Saturday. Which like this is what Saudi do.
Yeah.
The English public wanted a fight. They wanted this fight at Wembley. It wouldn't have made sense anywhere else. It wouldn't have made sense in Saudi. I agree with the public, but Turkey Al Sheikh's accommodated for it, done well, and I think he's answered a lot of critics because a lot of people said the fights in Saudi is constantly people weren't happy about it. He said no problem. We'll do a card in LA, and you know what? In September we'll do one in London. Yeah. We'll see what happens with Usyk and Fury. If we get Fury and Joshua, we'll come back to Wembley again.
Yeah,
I
like him. He seems to be just purely about boxing. He doesn't seem too fussed about the.
He doesn't even like stuff. Being called His Excellency.
No. Seems like a good guy. I like him.
No, man, good guy. Never met him, but hopefully I do. Because if you meet Turkey Al Sheikh, that means you're doing something right, and that means you're going to get some media passes somewhere, and that means that there's money involved somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'd love to. The jokes aside, that would be such an interesting interview because he's actually a scholar of boxing. Proper scholar of boxing. Like he knows his boxing. He's not just an investor. Like you talk to him about the 80s, 90s. What
he makes these fights because he wants to see these fights. He doesn't. Yeah. I reckon he's got like actual business people behind him going, no, don't do this, and he's gone. No, I want to see Dubois Joshua. It does make sense.
Hrgović, and if Dubois would have lost that fight to Hrgović, AJ and Hrgović stings.
Yeah, they'd do it because it would be for the IBF World Heavy.
Because that will be over within 3 rounds, and Joshua would win. I think Joshua will win this, if you're asking my opinion. But I think the event, what it creates, is just it gives people more to come out for because it's 2 British fighters at Wembley. Yeah. It's just a better fight, I think. But I still think the result's the same. I think Joshua will win. This is heavyweight boxing, though. 18-stone guys hitting each other. It's easy for anyone to get knocked out. It's also mental that people have been questioning Joshua's chin leading up to this fight because if I'm not mistaken, Joshua's never been knocked out. He's been knocked down and he's got back up. His fights with stops. He's never been knocked out.
No. I said this today. The Ruiz fight, the reason he got hurt was because he got hit on the top of the head. His equilibrium was gone. Dubois going to hurt him.
The problem with Dubois is, if you look at the Hrgović fight, Dubois going to hurt him, but gets KO. Yeah, I agree. The problem with Dubois is, Dubois got hit. They counted slap shots by Hrgović in the last fight 45 times. Now, if he takes 8 of those punches against Joshua, he'll be on the floor. What Dubois needs to do is make sure he doesn't do what he done against Hrgović because he got hit too much. The swelling on his head was visible for everyone to see. Comes against a stronger power puncher like AJ, it's going to be a long night for you. So, Dubois got a lot in his arsenal to give AJ problems, and he will give AJ problems, but I don't think he'll win.
No, I think. Look, I'm sorry. I'm an Anthony Joshua fan. I like Dubois as well, but I'm an Anthony Joshua fan.
Oh, you see this guy? It's a Tyson Fury fan, man. Yeah, Tyson
I don't know.
Fury.
Is he say Laws? If you're still here, are you saying that Dubois is going to hurt him, but Anthony Joshua's going to knock Dubois out? Or are you saying that Dubois is going to knock him out?
Do you know what? I'm guessing. I'm just assuming that's somebody I know, by the way, because of the name. But if it's not, I apologize. I've mistaken you for someone else.
But I'm sat here as an Anthony Joshua fan. I'm a massive fan. I always will be. I do really like Daniel Dubois. But the way I see it is AJ knockout. The way I see it, AJ will hit Dubois, and he's going to hit him hard because Dubois' head doesn't move enough.
It's him. I knew it. I knew it. Yeah. He's on us. His view is that Fury wipes the floor of AJ, which I think is mental, by the way. Okay. But we could talk about that. We need to talk about this card.
That will happen at some point. AJ Fury will happen, I think. Anyway, Dubois' head movement isn't good enough. He stands in front of his opponent sometimes. Normally, that's fine because he hits like a truck. You can't do that against Joshua. Joshua will hit Dubois. And we've already seen Dubois doesn't like getting hurt. Like we saw Usyk fight was a bit weird. I think Dubois thought he'd won and then didn't want to be there when he found out when Usyk had been ruled as a low blow and blah, blah, blah. We saw it with Joe Joyce. He got hurt. He didn't really want to continue the fight. I haven't got a problem with that because who cares? Like it was that or lose his eye, lose his vision, and then you're never fighting again. But he's not somebody that likes getting hurt, and Joshua is the hardest puncher he's ever been with. I just think I think it's close initially, but I think Joshua's experience will come through. Joshua's quick. Is Joshua bigger than him? That's how big.
He's got a longer reach than Dubois.
Yeah, I think Joshua's going to look really good. I could be wrong, but I think Joshua's going to look really good.
Do you know why I like Joshua? Like that, I want him to do well. Yeah, because I think he gets so much unnecessary hate. Don't get me wrong. Usyk beat him comfortably. You know that Usyk's the best in that division. Yeah. You can't argue otherwise. I don't think Tyson Fury beats him again. I'll be totally honest with you. That's my opinion, yeah? But take away that. Let's look at the Ruiz first fight. He lost. There was reports. There was a lot going on with him. Not saying to make excuses for it. But I've been doing this boxing thing long enough to know that when I've heard some professional boxer stories of what they've had to go through before they get into a ring and then get into a fight, lock in, train every day, make weight, go and fight, be your best. Every part of your life has to be perfect for that to happen. Yeah. And life isn't like that. They were saying that there was early signs of concussion with AJ before the fight. Like he carried into it. Many things. But Ruiz won. Ruiz done the job. However, the better version of AJ in the second fight boxed his head off. Yeah. So, he avenged that. He hasn't avenged Usyk. He will. Do you know one thing? He will take the Usyk fight again because he's not scared to fight anyone. If him and Deontay Wilder would have fought a lot earlier in his career, what you're seeing unfold with Deontay Wilder now would have happened a long time ago. Because that fight is one-way traffic, and Deontay Wilder doesn't. He's not good enough to even, I don't think, touch him. That right hand. It's a bomb. It was a bomb. I don't know if he's got that power anymore. It was a bomb. But I just don't think that's enough to beat somebody who can box and move.
Yeah. AJ is like the perfect heavyweight. Like in size, speed, everything. He's basically perfect. The guy that's better than him is Usyk. Ruiz has never been better than him. Ruiz had one night where Ruiz was on it and AJ was off. Something was wrong. AJ's avenged that. And if we do what we do with every fighter in history, if they revenge the loss and they do it in the way that AJ did, in the way that like Lennox Lewis did it when he avenged his losses, you almost discredit them. Like it just doesn't matter anymore. The way he beat Ruiz in that second fight was with ease. Usyk is not the perfect heavyweight, but the way that he manages a fight and controls and has power and like Usyk is just a perfect fighter. I don't think Usyk will lose to Fury. I don't think Usyk would lose to Joshua if they fought again. I don't really see how anyone could beat Usyk, if I'm honest. I just don't see it happening. But who knows? Maybe. And I'd like Fury to beat him. Although I do really like Usyk. I'd like Fury to beat him and then have Fury AJ for the unified undisputed if AJ wins this as well. But that's a whole different thing. Look, I think AJ's gonna. I think he'll beat Dubois. I think he'll knock him out. I think the ref will have to stop it, or potentially it'll be a bit like Otto Wallin. and he
Do you know
just
what?
won't get out of this corner.
Do you know what? I think whatever happens, yeah, the experience that Dubois will get from this fight, if he wins or loses, yeah, is he's been at the age of 27, he's been fighting at a higher level than probably a lot of fighters his age who will he will foresee basically that you talk about some of the progressions or advances of people around his age. Obviously, you've got Moses Atuma, who's 19, hasn't had that world experience yet, but I think that he is the closest thing we will get to Mike Tyson.
Maybe. No, not Mike Tyson. Moses Atuma, no. Not the same aggression.
I'm telling you, just in terms of how he is, he's the closest thing that we will get. I'm not saying that he's on the same level as him, but I'm saying he's the closest thing comparison when you see his career progress that we will get to Mike Tyson. Moses Atuma.
Oh, in terms of age, yeah, sure. But
what he's capable of. But when we talk about the young heavyweights, even like the ones coming up, that in the era that Dubois will be fighting in going into his 30s, Johnny Fisher. Obviously, you've got Jared Anderson, who had a loss against Bacoli, but he's still young. But the problem is Bacoli's not fighting at the level Dubois fighting at.
No.
Dubois fought a unified world champion. Wasn't unified at the time, but he was he was a unified world champion. Wasn't undisputed, but he's unified. Controversial in some people's eyes, depending on how you look at it, but he lost. Coming again, he's fighting a former unified champion in Joshua. Where Dubois is now the heavyweight champion. Let's give him his flowers. He's a heavyweight champion IBF.
Yeah.
That people are shocked by that, but I wasn't, because the Hrgovic and Dubois fight was meant to be for the IBF title anyway. Once you become
he won it. He won it in the ring that night.
Yeah, once you become undisputed, it is impossible for you to keep all the belts. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah,
because you can't fulfill the five mandatories in a year.
Yeah,
and if one board decides, because this is good for people to know, Dubois. Look, I hear it. Dubois doesn't get credit he's deserved. What he's done is mental, by the way, in terms of. But he beat Hrgovic, come back from really adversity in that fight, where it was going. Look at the fight he had before that, Baby Miller. How much heavier was Miller than him? How draining was that fight have been? Where he went into that fight and he needed a performance of his life because, he had some really early shot losses to, Joe Joyce. So. I'm happy for Dubois, but this is a hard fight for him. Whatever happens. So I agree with this. Yeah. So he's going in as a massive underdog, and maybe it should actually be seen that way. Nothing to lose for him, really. More so, AJ. AJ's got a lot to lose in this fight. I agree with that. I think he's got more to lose than Dubois, because the losses for AJ now comes down to a question of how much longer is he going to fight. He doesn't need to fight anymore. Let's be honest, he's
if AJ loses, it's hard. It's tough. What does he actually do after?
If Joshua loses, and I've had the career that Joshua's had, gold medal, unified heavyweight champion, you can walk away and be happy with that. But the mentality he's got, he knows he's got to perform. Dubois loses this, he'll get another title shot soon. Keeps on ticking over, keeps on fighting. My annoying thing is, how much do we talk about? People talk about the fighters and their O's. It's you talk about some of the best boxers historically of all time or whatever. They've all lost. Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson. We go into even recent. There's only a few that have done it undefeated. Calzaghe's, Mayweather's, and do you know what I mean? All these great fighters would have, and even in the heavyweight division back in the day, they were all fighting, losing, getting back in, fighting, winning. Johnny Nelson. Johnny Nelson's a great example.
Johnny Nelson's funny. There's good stories about him in the Ingle gym, Dominic Ingle gym, and how he was basically just shit. And then Brendan Ingle decided, do you know what? Put him as a pro. He's going to lose all his amateur fights, and he goes and he loses his pro fight, first two or something, and he slowly gets it. But yeah. If he falls up, AJ could be in danger. But anyone is. Anyway, if Dubois lands...
I think in heavyweight boxing, I will agree. There's one thing with Anthony Joshua. I think when he has been hurt, he's never looked like he's reacted well to it. Not saying that he hasn't got a chin, but it's weird. Every fighter shows in a different way, kind of how they react. But then, it's if Dubois is experienced enough to capitalize on it afterwards.
Yeah.
There's only a few that have been able to do it. Obviously, we talk about the Ruiz, but the other one's Klitschko. You're talking about a guy who had the heavyweight division on in a headlock.
I was about to say that. We saw AJ take those shots from Klitschko and get up and fight back. Like, for Dubois to actually capitalize on hurting AJ, that's hard. And especially this AJ is smart. Don't get me wrong, Dubois could hit him. And like we're talking about Dubois, the power that guy's meant to have and does have, and we've seen it, is mental. He's probably more powerful than AJ.
Nothing's changed about Joshua. I don't think you can teach him anything new because I think he's what he is. But I think Ben Davidson gets the best Anthony Joshua any coach will ever get of Joshua. So it's just about reconditioning his mind, I suppose, which we can see the big difference. It's mental that people thought that Ngannou had absolutely any chance of beating Joshua, by the way. And if you was one of them, you need to get your head checked because I said from time, if you think he gives him any problems, you're having a laugh.
Yeah.
What happens after the fight, So, but yeah, obviously AJ and Dubois. We got the card to talk about. What's your prediction for Dubois and AJ?
AJ round 5.
I'm gonna go with AJ. I'm gonna go with AJ KO 4, round 4. I don't think it's gonna go past 5. But then saying that, they're two big heavyweights. I don't think this fight's going to points anyway.
No.
No chance.
Realistically, if it goes to points, Anthony Joshua wins anyway. Dubois not outboxing AJ. Dubois does not have that ability to outbox him. So Dubois will have to shoot to knock him out. AJ that will respond. So, undercard. We need to talk about that as well because it's brilliant. Shakur Stevenson, Joe Cordina is obviously not happening. Stevenson injured. And Josh Kelly versus Liam Smith. Liam Smith has backed out for Ishmael Davis, but I don't mind that. So we'll go top to bottom.
Money on the map, man. Money on the map. Ishmael's there.
Tyler Denny. Tyler Denny versus Hamza Shiraz for the European middle.
I think Tyler Denny is a great fighter. I think Hamza Shiraz is a great fighter. But I just think that Hamza Shiraz is all wrong for a lot of fighters, and I just don't see this going any other way than Shiraz winning.
I agree, but I've doubted Tyler Denny many times before.
I'm not doubting his ability. But I think the reach, everything else, it's all against him. Like, I think he's the underdog in this fight.
Oh, he is.
I really do.
But I'm happy either way with that. I like both of them. I'm just looking at it now.
It's a good fight.
But
it's a good fight to watch.
It's a really good fight. Tyler Denny is brilliant. But he's not the biggest. And Hamza Shiraz is. And Hamza Shiraz hits hard. Has Denny ever been knocked out? Has that happened before? He has. Who knocked him out? By Reece Cartwright. How tall is Reece Cartwright? Reece Cartwright is 6'3", so it's the same height as Hamza Shiraz, which I imagine means the same kind of reach, same kind of I don't see Tyler Denny winning. I don't see it happening.
But I think Hamza Shiraz, I don't think that's any disrespect to him. I don't think that's any disrespect to him. But Hamza Shiraz is really going world level.
Shiraz will win a world title. If he didn't win a world, if you had to put money on a British fighter to go and win a world title,
Laws, who's just watching, I couldn't find your streams on other apps today. It is only on YouTube. But we are working on having this up for Instagram and everything else. Hopefully next week. So Twitter want money now. Everything's going up, man. Streaming on. Sorry, go on, carry on.
That's fine. That reminded me, we're live on TikTok now as well. I forgot.
We're live on TikTok. There we go. There we go. Well, welcome TikTok. Let me get the things up so I can read the comments if we get any. So, yeah, go on, carry on.
But yeah, I can't see Tyler Denny winning, but there's no shame in that, and it's a great fight. Then you got Anthony Kakachi versus Warring. Oh, official prediction: Denny Shiraz. What have you got?
Shiraz. But I think Shiraz 6-7.
Yeah, I will go. I think he might do it early. I'm going to go Shiraz round 2. Not in a disrespectful way to Denny. I just think Shiraz is going to put something quite special on. Kakachi Warrington is probably. I think that'll be the best fight of the night. Either one of them could win, and they're both a bit mental in a good way. Like they will go and stand there and just punch at like speed of light, non-stop. But I think Kakachi will do it. I think Kakachi will win it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I said at the start. I'll say it again. It's not for the IBF World Title. It's if Kakachi loses, he loses his IBF World Title. If he wins, he retains it. But Warrington can't win it because he's not ranked by the IBF. So it's only for the IBO for Warrington. But it doesn't really matter. I think Kakachi will be too good. Warrington's record of recent is very patchy. It's not like he's coming into this off a lot of confidence. So I think Kakachi, but I think that'll be a really good fight.
Listen, man, it's fireworks.
I'm excited.
Where's that? We need to get. Do you know? We need to start getting videos on here. No little memes. So excited. That's my new one, man.
We can do that. I think.
Kevin
I don't
Hart,
know.
so excited.
I don't know. Oh, I found background music. We can get background music. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. What's your prediction? Kakachi Warrington.
Kakachi Warrington. I think Kakachi's going to shock the world, man. I think Kakachi's going to do it again.
Yeah.
And I think Kakachi's going to beat Warrington. His style is so wrong for so many boxers.
Yeah,
There's so much know-how. Kakachi's got so much know-how. Warrington's been there, done that. How much has he got left? And I'm not even questioning. He's a brilliant boxer, but is he the same Warrington that we watched for years? You know, everyone changes as they get older, right? Kakachi is older himself. But I think Kakachi's fight of a lot of momentum at the moment. It's going to be a hard fight for Warrington. Especially with what Kakachi done to Cordina, man.
Yeah. But Warrington always gets in there and just goes hell for leather. So I think it'll be a good fight anyway, either way. But I think Kakachi could actually end up getting quite a nice KO. Could get a really nice knockout. Just sort of catch Warrington coming in. But I think that's my fight of the night. That'll be the best fight. Josh Kelly, Ishmael Davis. That could be fight of the night as well, though.
I'm gonna say Ishmael Davis to win.
I'm not. But
I'll tell you why.
You're saying it.
Because for me, Ishmael Davis, please don't understand that this guy is a stepping fight. Ishmael Davis is a serious fighter, you know. Josh Kelly's got a lot on his hands. Obviously, as well, the change in opponent, you haven't prepared properly for this, but they would have known what they were doing getting him in.
Yeah.
I just think Josh Kelly's not looked great when it comes to fighting step up. We're talking about arguably one of the best boxers this country's produced in Josh Kelly, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But professional boxing is hard, man. You know, if he does win, the fight to make's him and Conor Benn.
Oh, yeah.
Because we wanted to see that fight.
Yeah,
and I think the winner of that fight goes on for a world title.
True.
Josh Kelly and Conor Benn, if he's cleared to fight in the UK, fills out a stadium.
It's a massive fight. I don't actually know. I think Josh Kelly will win, but Ishmael Davis is serious. If Ishmael Davis is actually in good shape and prepared,
it
will be really close. If not, Josh Kelly will probably make it look a lot easier than it should be. But that really comes down to how prepared it is Davis, because you're not going to say no to this fight.
Yeah.
But it's kind of, we'll see. I'm interested by that, but I'm not expecting too much. We've got Joshua Buatsi versus Willie Hutchinson, which I keep forgetting about this fight, but that is a good fight and all. Obviously, Hutchinson coming off of a career best win against Craig Richards. We can discuss this quite a bit, though, because Buatsi's coming off of the Aziz win, and was Aziz's last fight? Yeah, it was, after beating Dan Aziz. So both coming off of their best wins, or you can argue best wins, but Hutchinson's best win is against a guy that we're not sure of the level of. So I'm thinking Buatsi's going to win this.
I think Buatsi on points.
Yeah. I think he might make it look quite easy as well. Because when we did the live stream and we watched Hutchinson versus Craig Richards, and I think all of us were just saying Craig Richards is just not doing enough, but it wasn't really us being impressed by Hutchinson. Yeah. You could spin that and say that Hutchinson was the reason Richards couldn't do enough, but I think it was Craig Richards was not good enough that night.
No.
Hutchinson was as good as he needed to be, but I think Buatsi is a whole different level. Buatsi should be fighting for a world title. He wouldn't win a world title, but he should be there. Hutchinson is not that level, I don't think. And then the final fight of the night, or first fight, I guess, Mark Chamberlain, Josh Padley. It's a good fight, but I think Mark Chamberlain wins that quite easily. I think I've spoken to Josh Padley before. I think I have. I think I was meant to do an interview with him once. I don't think he showed up, so swat. No, I'm joking. No. He was a nice guy. I think he gave some fairly good reasons, so I'll let him off. But no, I think Mark Chamberlain's going to win that because they're still building Mark Chamberlain's sort of profile up. This is part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A great night of boxing.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited, man. I'm going. Just excited. I'm going to film as much as I can. Maybe make a video of it, but we'll see.
Do a TikTok. That's what they're all doing.
Oh, TikTok, definitely. But maybe a little vlog, but I don't really want to do that, so we'll see.
Yeah, just enjoy it, man. Enjoy the occasion.
I'm excited. When
I will not be at the fight. I will be at the Double or Nothing, DFC 5.
DFC 5.
So whilst we got AJ and Joshua on, there's a big storm brewing in South London. Tickets are still available via the SC Dons website. And I say that because I am working with DFC now. So I will promote them shamelessly like that. Listen, if you can't get to the Joshua fight, head down to Catford Theatre where the SC Dons have put on a boxing card because straight after that main card's finished, they are showing Joshua and Dubois in the arena that we've got the fight on, or it's a bar across the road that they've hired from the Catford Broadway. But come down, get your tickets. There's some great fights on there. Lee Cook, Don Strapsy's fighting, UK rapper, sensation, footballer, everything really all in one. He's fighting now, so that's kind of the more like fight that they've put on there to get so. And then you've got some great you've got some big heavyweight bouts on there as well.
Yeah,
it's like a night of heavyweight boxing across London, Connor. And so if you can't get to the AJ fight, we was going to do a live stream with this, but we are both tired. We are doing, I can announce it now, innit? We might as well.
We're doing it.
Bivol Beterbiev.
Yeah.
We are doing a stream for the Bivol and Beterbiev fight on the 12th of October. So we will stick something up soon. Make sure you save as a reminder on there as well, because we'll be doing that. Maybe joined by guests. We'll see closer to the time. But we got to do a live stream again, man. It's been a minute. A live stream of a fight.
Yeah. No, we'll do that. We'll promote that as well. I want people to come on, hopefully, during the fights and just give their opinions. But we'll have to work that out. Pay to promote it, probably. We'll work something out. Yeah. So to wrap up, Anthony Joshua's going to win. We both agree on that. Hamza Shiraz is going to win. We both agree on that. I've got Kakachi. You've got Kakachi. I'm going Josh Kelly. You're going Ishmael Davis, I think. Cool. Boatsy Hutchinson. I'm going Boatsy. You're going Boatsy. And Mark Chamberlain, Josh Padley. We're both Mark Chamberlain. So pretty much in agreement, but they're all actually quite close fights. Like Josh Padley, Mark Chamberlain's the only fight that maybe isn't close, but Padley's 14-0, so you can't really say that either. I don't have anything else. I think that is everything. I literally made 3 banners today because I just want to talk about AJ Dubois.
Sometimes simple is key. Simple but effective. That's the message that we get out here. Guys, whilst you're here, click the like button, share, subscribe. I'm going to do the outro, Connor. Have you got anything else to say?
No. Listen to Paolo.
Listen to me before you go. Don't go anywhere. Like, share, subscribe before it's too late and you're in the mud.